Hello, this is JJ DiGeronimo from Tech Savvy Women. We are here today with Kathleen Buse. We are so thrilled to have you, Kathleen, for our Women in STEM program. How are you doing today?
Hi, JJ. Thanks. It's great to be here. I'm doing well.
Oh, great. So tell us what you do today.
Well, after a very long career in engineering and engineering management, I went back to school and got my Ph.D. in management. A big part of it was that I was trying to understand a lot of things that happened to me in my engineering career. And my whole research has been focused on women persisting in STEM careers.
Oh, that's so interesting. And so what are some of the things you've been finding in your research?
I'm finding that the reasons women leave STEM careers isn't exactly the opposite of the reasons women stay in engineering careers. So one of the things that was a big surprise to me was that women have different characteristics, those who persist than those who leave. I think it's a common misconception that women leave STEM and other careers because of their families and their inability to balance their families. But what the research really shows is most of the women that persist do have families. So there's other underlying reasons that are causing women to leave and other reasons that women persist. And it really has nothing to do with the money, even though we know that the STEM fields are higher paid than most any other field that are out there. So some of the things that I found in my research that I think are really, really interesting is that women who persist in their STEM careers have a higher level of this thing called self-efficacy. Have you ever heard of that before?
No.
Okay, it's really a big word that we in academic fields like to use, but it really means your belief in yourself to be able to succeed. So women that persisted in their STEM careers had higher levels of their beliefs and their ability to succeed. It sounds so simple, but it really isn't. There's a lot of things out there in our careers, especially being in a male-dominated field, where you're continually learning and trying to understand new technologies that are affecting our abilities to believe in ourselves. So we talk about things like second gender generation bias. That's another thing that's been new in the literature over the last couple of years, where we're affected by these subtle, invisible forces that are impacting our ability to succeed. And for example, if you're in a meeting and you're the only female in the room and you're talking and no one's listening to what you say, probably the next time you're in a room like that, you're going to keep quiet. And those are the kind of things that are affecting our impact to believe in ourselves to succeed. So those are the things that I found one of the major things that I found in my research that we spend a lot of time talking about with both our undergraduate students at Case Western Reserve University. So we work with our undergraduates on building their skills, and we work with women in industry to build their skills to be able to work in male-dominated and technology-driven environments.
Well, we know that's not easy, and I think some of that work is so important because I think people do like to just categorize and group into these big issues. But what you're saying is there's everyday issues that are happening in the workplace that are making women maybe not as excited to get up and go to work every day.
That's exactly right. And that was another big finding in my studies, was that the women who persisted really wanted to go to work in the morning. They loved their jobs. They were challenged. They were making a difference in the world. And a lot of the women were impacting things in a broad way. For example, I interviewed a woman who was involved with military intelligence gathering, and she recognized that her value was that the intelligence they were collecting and the tools that she was creating enabled the soldiers to go back home to their families. And that kept her going. Other women, it was being in a workplace and working with people on a continuous basis to make things better. Another woman that I interviewed, she just found value in making new products all the time. She was able to look at the paint on the wall in her room and realize that she made chemicals that had an impact on how that paint looked. And that was very meaningful to her.
And I know a lot of women are often looking for places to turn, to feel validated, relevant, and really give themselves some more momentum to push forward. So tell us what you're doing at Case Western Reserve University.
So the research of myself, others at Case Western Reserve University, and also others across the country that have looked at this underrepresentation of women in STEM careers, we conclude that it's a very complex problem. It's just not the women themselves. It's their relationship with their manager. It's the type of jobs that they're given, and it's the organization in which they work in. So we've created some programming at Case Western Reserve University for women in their careers that can come back and understand some of the dynamics that are affecting their career. And we've started this program. It begins March 27th in Cleveland, Ohio, Case Western Reserve University. And we're looking to target women who are interested in understanding things beyond the technical aspect of their job? What are all those subtle things that are impacting their ability to succeed in the workplace? And I'm not talking about just work and family and balance. I'm talking about all those other things that go on, like who gets a promotion, or how are you getting assigned a position, or what kind of things are going on when you're not in the room and everybody else. So those are the kind of things that we're going to address in the program.
Well, that is excellent, and I will be sure to share that. Kathleen, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, JJ. It's been a pleasure.
And for those of you interested in more Women in STEM interviews, please subscribe to our channel, JJ DiGeronimo.